forgot to turn the recording on, so I.
Oh, okay. I see the complementary blues and oranges,
Yeah.
and I see, and the pose is beautiful. It just says at peace, at rest, at calm, kind of feeling on it. But for the color scheme, I see the blues and oranges.
Well, this it's not too orange in reality. The blue, she had some sort of blue something on her, so I did, but it started out, the underlayers are gray and a little amber because I tinted the this is on UArt. And then I just started with vine charcoal. So a lot of it's vine charcoal under, and then it did need some color. So I brought up that blue. And then with the skin tone, I didn't want it too warm, but warm-ish. And why, to me, the shirt looks a little yellow in this picture, and I'm not sure why that is particularly.
But I think it works so well. You've taken the yellow into the shoulders, up on her forehead, down, and even in the, where her gown covers her knee.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it's a wonderful example of balance of color, of your color series we worked about yesterday. I mean, it's just, in addition to the composition and emotion of it, the color scheme does work.
Yeah,
and you won an award, didn't you, for this? Won it first place? Is that?
I won first place at IAPS for this award.
Oh yeah, that is just great. I think this is a amazing, beautiful portrait.
It was surprised me. I actually got the notification of first place before I got notification that I even got into the show.
Oh my gosh, wow.
And I was sitting checking my email, and I started kind of crying, because, oh my gosh, first. And then my next impulse was to call my mom to tell her.
Oh my gosh.
So I went from high to like, boom, like that within a couple seconds, so. And in the painting, I thought, oh my gosh, her hands are getting too big for it. But that's kind of perspective. Like if you look at me right now, as your hands get closer, they get bigger. But I wanted to emphasize the hands as well, the hands that cared, that painted, that taught, that she was very expressive with her hands.
I see the gesture of hugging in that.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
I don't know what the blue thing is that she's hugging, but maybe a blanket, a pillow or something.
It's a blanket or a pillow. She's just used to hold something, and it doesn't really matter, I don't think. So.
I don't know, not to the, I mean, it reminds me of my mom, and I am at peace when I look at this, because I feel like she is at peace.
Did you work from a photo on this?
I did. I had a photo, but the it's not that close to the photo. Yeah. I just used it as a takeoff. And if my mother were still alive, I would not show her this picture, because she was always fastidious about her hair and her presentation, and she was, But to me, all she was going through, her body just gave out. Her mind was still totally sharp. But
at what age?
She was this close to 97.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
So, well, thank you for, I've done a couple others.
I appreciate you sharing your insights on that, because whether you knew it or not, you were applying that complementary color kind of theory or whatever.
Yeah, when I started adding colors in, I do think about that. I'll share this one too. I haven't done anything with this yet. Oh gosh, now I just can't see my Zoom. But this one, I purposely chose some of her favorite colors, which are peach. I'm not peach, but a rose color and a soft blue. Those were her favorite colors. And this was a while before too. I took this about a month or so before, but this cat was her cat, and just would want to crawl up on my mom. It's like, this cat sense things. Yes. And after my mother passed, see if I can get this. And again, I haven't done anything with this one yet. Okay, I'm sorry. It's kind of hard to do. Where did I stop share? Oh, there it is. Stop share. The cat, I did. Oh gosh, I've got screens in the way. The cat, after my mother passed, sat in front of my mother's chair, like waiting for her to come back.
Oh.
She sat there for about a week. She wouldn't eat, she wouldn't drink, and she died, you know,
Oh,
after a
never
bit.
get over it. The cat never got over it. The
No,
sad-
within a week. So this is the week after my mom died. There's her chair, and there's the cat sitting,
Oh,
waiting for my mother to come back.
This is already. Oh, it's a story. It is just.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing. I haven't done this type of process before where I'm processing such strong emotions, you know, through my art. But yeah.
Do you consider these pieces some of your best, artistically speaking? Well, of course, the one that won first place would be.
I guess so. I mean, I haven't really thought about it that way. You know, I just know I needed to get it processed through me.
Because the strokes and everything and the composition just seemed really, really, you know, on key, you know.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. But sorry, I didn't mean to get off on that, but you asked, so I appreciate. Oh, I gotta get my AirPods in so you can hear me. Okay.
No, now I can.
Now you can? Yes?
Yes.
Good? Okay. All right. That way, if I turn around, you can still hear me, and I know I do that, but thank you for asking. Are we ready?
No, I need a moment. That was really
I've got to tell Bridget, though, you did such a fabulous job on your plate with the peppers that I decided to do a plate today.
Oh, wow. Okay, thank you.
Excellent.
I
Excellent.
look forward to seeing your plate.
No, this will be fun. I want to go through a couple little exercises first. If
Okay.
we, talking about this different approach to color theory that we have. So now I have to get rid of all those other windows I opened up. This particular one, if you want, you can sit down. So you're not standing up if you can do that. I wish I could, but I don't know if I can. Maybe I can. Did you all get tired yesterday? Man, I was exhausted.
I was too.
Yes, after that meeting, I was pretty whooped.
Oh, right, Bridget. I'm
yeah.
sitting at the meeting going, oh my goodness. I'm glad you made it though. Are you pleased that you went?
I
Yeah.
am. It was a lot to take in, but yeah.
And Richard kind of gets talking. Richard is the president of IF, so, but good to see all the other people there. Okay. This is the Munsell. This is based on the Munsell color wheel. The Munsell color wheel is one that is used for print media. And you might have heard Pantone colors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So Pantone colors are based on the Munsell color wheel. And what Munsell did is he developed a three-dimensional color wheel to help understand color.
Okay.
And as we can see here, on the outside, and this is not really a wheel, it's more of a misshapen sphere. On the very outside, in the center, you have your hues. Your hue is your pure color. And That goes on the outside. And you can see that the distance for some of the hues to the center of this sphere, they have more options, more colors than others. See how like this yellow doesn't go out quite as far. So it's not a perfect sphere. It's kind of misshapen.
Oh.
The intensity of that hue is called your chroma. And in this wheel, it goes toward gray. As we know, the way that we achieve good grays is by blending it with the complementary color on the other side of the wheel. So here's your strong hue at pure chroma, and then as it heads toward the other complement, it becomes more and more grayed. Within that aspect, you also have value, and value as it goes from white to black. So that's why you have this three-dimensionality. So if we choose this magenta on the outside and we start combining it with its complementary color, just, you know, maybe 90%, here's the 100% magenta. You go in maybe 90, I'm just as an example, 90% magenta, 10% whatever the teal is on the other side. Add a little more of the teal so you understand that it starts neutralizing down. If you want that lighter, then you add white. And if you want it deeper, you go toward the black.
Oh, that's like that little game that you can play. I have an app. It's called I Love Hue or something like that.
Oh, yeah, I like that, right? And you try to order them?
Yes.
That's a good,
Very
yes.
challenging. It's good though.
It is. You get to the higher ends of those and you're like, this is tricky sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just blame it on my iPad. I'm going to send that. Well, you know, it's not always the right color. I'm going to send that link out. So you can see it's cut away here, so you don't have all the colors on it, but it gives you a concept of how that works. Here is something we mentioned, somebody brought up yesterday, about how these two colors in the center here are exactly the same color.
Yeah.
But depending on the juxtaposition of another color, it appears to change its hue. And it's not. These smaller ones are exactly the same. And this can happen with any color. So if you had this central medium purple and you wanted it to seem warmer, say it's on a flower or something, you go like, oh, it's not quite warm enough. Yeah, I want it warmer. Instead of necessarily adding more warm color into that, just make what's around it bluer. And by the juxtaposition, it will make that purple seem warmer.
Oh, yes.
Is that pretty clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. So I wanted to start there and kind of lay that as a foundation. Now I need to find my PDF. I think you have. I had these all prepared. I love it. I get so prepared and then things disappear. Yeah. There it is. Yeah. I had to go back to the folder to find it. All right, this is the sheet that I gave you yesterday.
Yeah.
So as we're looking at this, today we're going to kind of play around a little deeper in color. You did a great job with the traditional color wheel yesterday. Traditional color wheel, the primary colors are yellow, blue, and red. And if you combine two of those, you get your secondary colors. So yellow and red make orange. And if you combine all of them, theoretically, you're supposed to get black. Now we know that doesn't happen. Have you ever mixed paint and tried to get black just by mixing all your colors? It ends up like kind of a muddy brownish gray.
Yeah.
But that's the theory of it. when we look at the complementary colors in the color wheel, this is what we have, like red and green, purple and yellow. And those are pretty intense. They're pretty good as
Yeah.
complements. I mean, they're very good. I don't mean to be insulting to the primary color. What we want to play around with today is maybe a little bit of the RGB. There's no different names for it. I call it the optical color wheel because one of the experiments we're going to do deals with our optic nerves and how we see color. This is also close to the Munsell color wheel that I just showed you. So our primary colors in this are the red, or actually this one is red, green, and blue. This is the printed one I can find. My other one you'll see is slightly different. But if we see how now the complement of that red is that teal, it's much more vibrant than like here's the purple, they're more vibrant colors. And that can get very exciting. I'm going to come back to this flag. And right now, where's my screen share? There we are. So here's our classic color wheel. This is, whoa, the other. This is, instead of the red, green, blue, this is kind of yellow, green, or chartreuse, magenta, and cyan. So you can see it's not here's yellow, red, and blue. So you can see they're not exactly on a triad here, but these are. And that's a more exact complementary view. This is a good one. It shows here's your cyan with that strong red across. Yellow kind of becomes blue and green. On print and in this on your computer and stuff, these seem like the same, and they're not. They don't come out the same at all. What we're going to do is play with this a little bit. I've based it kind of on this. I've been working with this since like the 90s. I started playing around with it. But our little exercise today will include a card with maybe 2 black dots on it.
I forgot to do.
Yeah, but I'll give you a second. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with one color, and we'll talk about this, but one color, and then you will stare at it on the card, and I'll show you the card in a moment, until you start seeing the after image. Jane, I think you brought this up yesterday, after image, right? And then when you look at another card or another dot, you will see the after image. And that is going to be your optical complement. I mean, normally if we looked at teal on a color wheel, we would think maybe the complementary color would be kind of a red-orange, right? But when you see this, it will be surprising. And it also affects the tint or the shade of that as well. So the first one we're going to play with is the flag. You can do this right on your computer if you want, or you can do it with a piece that's printed up. I can't move this is going to kind of blow it off. I could try that. But what we want to do is get about reading distance from this flag. And we want to stare at the white dot that's in the middle. Can you see that on your screens okay?
Yes.
Yep. So you want to be about reading distance away, if you can. Stare at it. Try not to blink. Try to keep your eye right on that white asterisk for about 20 or 30 seconds. You'll start to get a little vibration at the edges. When it starts to vibrate, I'm going to ask you quickly to close your eyes and then open up and stare at the black one here. Did it come through for you?
Yes.
Yeah. Holy moly. That's crazy.
So we know that in the American flag, the back of the field is royal blue, right?
Yeah.
But on our traditional color wheel, blue is the complement of like orange, and this is a light orange. This
Yeah.
green is not what we typically think of as the complement of red. This is
Right.
more of a teal.
Yeah.
So you can see how our eyes see color slightly differently than the basic triadic traditional color wheel.
Oh,
Do you want to try that again, or we're good?
I think I'm good.
You saw it okay?
I'm good.
Yay.
Yes.
So what we're going to do now is, if you have a card, make a couple cards like this, maybe 2, 3. Your eyes get tired and fatigued after a while. Let me tell you, what happens is in the eye, are any of you nurses or medical people?
No.
Okay. The back of the eye, on the retina, you have rods and cones, right, that absorb color and light and stuff. And as we stare at one image for a long time, those rods and cones become fatigued and kind of shut down, and they're constantly trying to get our brain to read what we're seeing correctly. So then when we go and look at something white, that after image that our brain has been trying to balance out is what shows up.
Oh. That's
See,
fascinating.
science. We got science in art, we got math. I won't tell you about the math, that's in perspective. So if you have a couple of these, do you have them ready? You want to get them ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Just use regular paper, Carolyn?
Just a regular piece of paper and a one dot. Well, yours will look like this to start with.
Okay.
Okay, let me screen spotlight. So it will
You
look
put
like this.
2 black dots on the other side?
Yeah. And you can do 2 or 3 of these, have them ready to go.
It's interesting. I never thought about seeing the after image in the colors of light. I mean, did I say that right? Is that right?
Well, it's all light because that's the only way we see anything
Well, I
anyway. The
know.
only way we see pigment, yeah.
What is it? The red, green, and blue. Optical.
Yeah.
Right.
That red, green, and blue is kind of the optical.
Yeah, I'd never
I'm
thought
finding
about
it's
seeing the after image on that as being magenta and then teal instead of red and green.
kind of surprising. I've just played around with it, and it kind of gives us some slightly different color options that are just more fun.
All right. Got 3 of these.
I'm ready to.
All right. So on one side, choose a random color. I don't know. Choose your favorite color. What's your favorite color? And you want the pure hue of that. You want, like, you don't want a tint, you don't want a shade. You want the pure hue, as close as you can get. I'm going to take off my spotlight so maybe I can see maybe what you have.
So
That looks good, Bridge. That looks good. Yep, Jane, that
Okay.
looks good. Nice strong magenta. Color it around one of the dots so you can still see one of the dots clearly. And try to make it pretty intense. No, not pretty. Don't. I didn't mean pretty. I meant trying to make it pretty intense, quite intense. I stopped at the wrong moment on that one.
I better do my edges a little better.
Yeah, try to make it prettier.
Make it pretty.
Make it pretty.
All right. So
Okay.
Now, what you're going to do again is you're going to stare at the one with the color, the black dot in the middle of that one. Try not to blink. Try not to look away for about 20 or 30 seconds.
okay.
And when you think your eyes are ready, look at the dot on the white. When you do that, try to see that after image and hold that idea in your head as you go to your big pastel palette and get that color.
Oh, okay. That sounds like fun. Will it be the same intensity?
You'll see.
Well, it is faint, but
Okay.
at least I don't have it right. Think I
You
have
want
right.
us to put it on there too, next to the dot?
If you want, yep, and then you can take that color and color around the dot. So now you have my initial choices this morning were not quite right. That's too red. I'm finding out I'm lacking a lot of reds in my palette. Right
Yeah,
now,
I
I'm like,
do too.
I got working yesterday. I'm like, God, I had plenty. I don't have any bright reds, and I don't have any light magentas. I have light purples, but no real light magenta.
Okay, so I didn't understand that we needed a longer piece of paper, so now I have it, now I have the blue in here. And what am I
Yeah,
looking
it
at?
doesn't have to be longer. It can be anything as long as you look at one and then you look over at the other. So you look at one for about
Okay,
bright light really helps too. Not bright
and
light,
then
but
I find that color I see over here. on
yes.
my-
So stare at your first color about 20, 30 seconds until your eyes start to vibrate. She got her colors across the room.
Terilyn, this is mine.
Yeah, that's about like mine.
Yeah. Yours
mine
looks a
doesn't
little
look
greener. The blue that you chose, I guess, is a little more green.
a little more teal, and yours is, yep. So we're a little off. Yours is a pinker. This looks on my screen.
Yeah.
This one looks very like tangerine in life, but it doesn't look tangerine here at all.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, hold this. Oh, great. How was that? I'll tell you, it gets tiring after a while. Your eyes get tired. Try another color, something totally
Okay.
random.
All right. Totally random. Oh man, this is dark. Oh. All right.
Oh, Sherry, that's nice. Yeah, very pink.
Nipples.
Oh gosh. You just reminded me of something while you guys are being serious here.
Serious.
See if I
We're
can
playing.
do it here. Okay.
Wow, I love
the color I got.
Oh, excellent. Do you remember this? What is this?
I've never seen that.
This is two men walking abreast.
Wait a minute.
I'm going to cut that out of the video.
Put it back up. I didn't see it. Two men what?
Walking abreast.
That's funny.
Hey, Jane, you said nipples. You brought it up. I didn't do this.
Oh gosh, you guys are a hoot.
Hey, little group, we can do crazy things.
That's right.
Ooh, fun, fun.
Mm. Drink some water.
Oh my
Gosh. While you're playing with this, no, you're staring. I'll wait. I wonder if it would work with this. Right. Interesting.
I've done after image before, but I've never tried to find the color and paint it, you know, like this. It's fun.
Yeah. Wow. It's really green blue. That's
This
your
is
second
my-
one, Sherry?
Yep.
Nice.
So my first one,
Oh, Bridget, look at Bridget's. It's very, I'm gonna spotlight.
Oh,
See, it's a
wow.
dark purple and you've got a very light yellow. So that's like not only the color complement, it's the value complement as well.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Now that probably wouldn't work for mixing grays because the values are different, but at least you're in the right color family.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting.
Bridget, you
Let's
have on a
see.
lot of clothes.
Jane, yep.
Okay.
Hey, nice.
Oh, cool.
I know, I
Nice.
love those colors.
All right. Excellent. Now, just double diversifying the 3 colors. I want to get this back on. How do we get back on video? Got it. Okay. What we're going to do is choose one of those colors you started with,
Okay.
and its complement. Now I'm going to show you kind of what I've done. If I can hold this steady. So I started with this central kind of teal color, and I added shades and I added tints. Let me put this up on my
There we go.
spotlight. Okay. So I started with the teal, I added shades, and I added tints. Then I did with this central hue, the pure color, I did the experiment we just did. And I came out with, and again, the camera is not translating this properly, but it's a yellowish orange.
Okay.
Or yellowish red. That's kind of an orange. Do you know what I mean? But I went from that and I chose that. Then I added the tints and I added the tints and the shades, the darker colors and the lighter color. Then I'll talk about these after. These are for later.
So we put this on the same paper we did our dots on, or a new?
You can start with the dots that you worked on that paper if you want.
Or
no, you can
just
start.
Not on our good paper up here, sanded paper.
is that what it should look like?
Say it again. Sorry.
Is this what it should look like?
Let me see. Yes, you need some tints, Sherry. You've got some darker shades there. You need some tints, some lighter shades of that green.
This one is lighter, but I need to go a lot lighter.
Try to get closer to white as well.
Okay, all right.
Because as we mentioned yesterday, when we're layering colors on our painting, they need to be in the same value. And of course, the best way to figure that out is to take a photo and desaturate it. But I can't do that as I have all of my devices busy right now. Okay. So I have 2 shades of each and 2 tints of each.
Does that work better? It still needs to be lighter, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think you need some. See how my light one is down here? See how light that is?
Okay.
Because then what you do, if you have that in a spot on your painting, then if you're going to layer it, you need to layer it with the other light color. If you're going to layer the middle ones, the middle values, or the dark values, they'll go
I
together.
think this is a quantum leap here in colors, but it's
All right,
lighter.
hold on, Sherry. I just lost my screen
Okay.
back. I got it back.
Mhm.
That light
See,
one
when-
looks kind of on the purple side to me, but I'm not sure because I can't see.
I need
for us
more,
in
I
light.
need more supplies.
Oh, you need more pastels. That's all right. We could play with it.
I was going to say,
I know,
Sherry,
this
what
is
shopping?
this is why people go to IAPS and go to the candy store and just end up buying like tons of stuff.
Right?
In 2022, and I'm not sure if Richardson will do this again this year. Poor Jack just recently passed. God rest his wonderful dusty soul.
Mhm.
I love Jack Richardson. They gave away, for anybody that went into the store, 10 regular sticks and 2 tirages. Look at Bridget. She's like, what? And I'm like, oh yeah. And then you could
Pass
buy
away.
more to fill up your box, you know? I mean, it was a brilliant marketing strategy.
Heck yeah. Oh, I love Jack Richardson pastels.
I love
They're
their pastels. I like the gritty. Them and Diane Townsend too. They've got a
Diane
little
Townsend.
bit extra
Yep.
grit.
Yep. She puts a little bit of pumice in it, right?
Yep, they do. A little bit of
Yeah.
pumice. Sometimes you can actually you can use marble dust as well. That works. But for me, a lot of times, Terry Ludwig is almost, it's just so soft. I'll use it for finishing details, maybe like if you need a bright, bright red on a geranium or something. That's a great spot for a Terry Ludwig.
Yeah. They kind of lay on a little thicker almost. Yeah, because they're so
I've
soft,
seen
right?
a couple of my friends, they've been painting with, well, maybe Terry, I'm not sure what they're using, but it almost looks like an oil impasto by the time they get done with their painting, that there's such a thickness of the pastel on there.
Wow.
It's great. Oh, time for me to get up.
I'm having fun with the sun shining in on my pastels again.
I know the sun's I'm on the same side of the house you are. It's very intense right now. Can you put up a piece of mat board just to block it from directly hitting the pastels? Just a thought.
Shoot, I had a piece of cardboard I just threw away yesterday. Let me look, see if I got something else.
Yeah, I took a picture of my whole board yesterday. I'm going to add it into the videos, and I'm going to get the videos done as soon as I can. I apologize, but today's Friday. Saturday I spend with the family. Sunday I pack, and Monday I'm on the road. But I'll be working here and there on that. But this process of what we did yesterday, this is just my board. If you guys have this board and would want to take a picture and send it to me, I would love to see your results as well and use those. It encourages other people in their painting.
I'm doing screenshots of everything.
I get. Well, I'll send stuff out. So Bridge sent me a picture. Sherry, you sent me a picture, right? That was nice.
Yeah.
Of what you worked on yesterday.
I've got them on my wall already. Okay, so I've got these two.
Oh, nice. Yep.
Color ramps.
Look at that. Those don't look like all Terry Ludwigs, are they?
I have not a clue.
Okay.
I have whatever
Good. That
Jane
looks
told me to
really
get.
nice.
Yeah.
All right.
And Jane, the light ones go toward me in my big tray, or the dark ones?
It doesn't matter, whatever you prefer.
You know, I spent a day switching them around.
Yeah. You know, you could just turn the box around.
I get that. That was a joke.
Sorry, I know.
I spent a day complaining about it.
I always
Okay,
set
so
it up, which is interesting.
we just need these two.
For right now, yes.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about the next step after. So Sherry, I don't know why, I'm like Jane, I have my lighter tints near me and my shades, my dark ones are away, which is kind of dumb because as I pick up the dark one, maybe little bits of dust will fall on the light ones. You know, I think it might be better go the other way. But now I'm in the habit of it being here.
Well, you know,
And
we talk about artists, the weight needs to be at the bottom. So when I look at this, it's more pleasing to my eyes to have the darker ones at the bottom where the weight is and the lighter ones at the top. Is that silly? But
yeah, but see, did you hear my thought too? Is like, why are we taking the dark ones and carrying it over all the other colors and it's dripping on? So
I guess because we hadn't thought through it yet.
well, I have, and I could turn my box around, but I never turn the box around. I keep it this way because I can almost pick up a pastel without looking at my box, almost, or at least I have a rough idea where I'm heading. All right, we're going to get our 4 divisions up.
Tim, real quick,
ma'am.
I have a real quick question. This is, can you see?
Yeah.
I'm kind of using the same colors I did on the one yesterday on the tree, but the darkest dark I have for the orange is the brown and then like a rust color. But then this color here is the only one that I have that's a little bit darker than the pure color that I chose of this
Okay,
one.
and that looks to be like in a cerulean stage. You don't have any darker cerulean. This is these exercises also help us find out what gaps we have in our palette.
Yeah, it does.
So the nice thing about Dakota is you don't have to buy a whole set. You can just go and buy individual pastels.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't, you can always take like a dark, like your Vine charcoal, and take that darkest blue you have and layer it, kind of blend them that way. It'll be close.
Okay.
There's always ways of fudging this. All right, what I'd like to do, let's see what I've got for pictures here, is we're not going to do, because if we do a monochromatic or analogous, it's basically going to be the same approaches as we did yesterday. I'm going to put up my, nice. Look at you, Sherry, very nice. Hold on just a moment, yay. Back off a little bit. Yep.
Back off. I've been told that all my life. Back off. Okay.
No, right.
Here we go.
Back off, Sherry. No, very nice. You can see the top one on the blue. It looks a little greenish, or it's the middle one that's not quite as green.
Actually, this one is too blue, I think.
And that's the one that's too blue. Yeah, it's kind of out of sequence, but it's close.
Yeah.
It is close enough. So we're going to play with these. And this is wrong camera. I mean, these are just quick exercises we're doing that you can play around with later if you want. So if we did monochromatic, it would kind of be already the same thing we've already done. The same with analogous. It'll still just be within, where's my color wheel? It would be within the same area on the color wheel. So we're going to start down with our complements. So let's take our 2 complements, and if you have the same image that you worked with yesterday, do a complementary picture using the 2 colors you have just chosen.
Okay.
What did I? Partially, we're using the same image because at this point you should be quite familiar with it.
I don't need to look anymore.
See, Jane, isn't that wonderful?
I don't know if I'm in the,
Gosh, it's not even showing up on my camera. Let me see if I can. Get that up a little more. Try to keep in mind keeping as few strokes, all those approaches we used yesterday as well. Keep it fresh and bold. And if you want to gray something down, find the opposite color in the same value, whether it be dark or light, and layer it to make it grayer.
Oh, whoops. I didn't do a compliment.
Whoops. Is that one of those technical terms?
Yeah, whoops. Are you familiar with
Yeah, I'm very familiar with that one. There was when I was like 12, we had, you know how you had records? Well, you wouldn't remember this, Bridge, but maybe some of the other.
Oh yeah, I
That
had some records.
Yeah, my kids have them now. They're like all into vinyl. But there was a who has since been defamed, but Bill Cosby. We used to listen to his comedy on records, and he talks about one once, and he's like, whoops, and they went, "What do you mean by whoops?" And then he talked about he says, why do we say this? And what if you're getting an operation and you're cut wide open and you're, still awake and the doctor goes, whoops. And it's like, what do you mean by whoops? What do you... So different whoopses can really mean different things. I'm not the best comedian. I'm not.
I can hear his voice saying that right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And there was one like basketballs. What do you need air for? Well, to blow up basketballs, to blow up volleyballs. It was all about sports and. Oh, geez. Well, this is fun. Are you having fun?
Yes.
Well, sort of. I need some more.
I need a different picture. I don't like the one which is.
You can switch it up anytime if you want. What are you
Alright.
using? I can't see it from where I am.
Were we supposed to be using 2 colors?
The first 2 colors you did, the first color you chose and the complement that you found by staring at the first one. What are you doing?
Yeah, you had to find all the shades and the tints for each color, and then we're using those, right?
Yes,
And-
shades
okay.
and tints.
Yeah, that was my whoops, because I didn't put any of the complement in. I did it monochromatic.
Oh, okay. Whoops.
Yep.
Okay, that
Like you
deserves a whoops. I'll go with that one.
were.
So, Bridge, do you think you're going out to IAPS?
I would love
I'm not
to.
sure.
Yeah, I'm starting to work on my husband to see if that I can get him to say yes on the expenses, and I would really love to. Though.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the hotel and stuff. I mean, you're right there, but it costs, and you can kind of find a nice Airbnb to share. Get some of your members to go with you and share an
Yeah,
Airbnb.
it would be great to go as a board. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I hardly know them yet, but I hope to know them better. So that's
What a great way to get to know them. And you get to meet pastellists from all over the world. I'll tell you, some of my favorites that I met for the first time last time were the Australians.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
They're so much
But-
fun. Lynn Deffenbach, wonderful
Mhm.
person.
Yeah, isn't she great?
Yeah, she's great. And Steffi Clark.
Oh
You
yeah, the
guys still
two of them
painting?
seem like a trip. They would be
They
so
are.
fun.
So fun. I was a friend of mine and I from Maine. She's on the board there as well, and we met up and went to Santa Fe for a week before and had a great time. So by the time we got to Albuquerque, it was time to do some laundry. And I went to the laundromat, and I'm looking around. I hadn't been in a laundromat for decades. I was like, I couldn't see I knew I got the quarters, but I'm like, how many go in the machine? It wasn't clearly posted how many go in the machine. So I'm looking around. I went up to this couple. I was like, how many quarters go in the machine? And they said, I can't remember exactly how they said it, but nine English. And I'm like, oh, German. So I'm kind of like, I know like this much German. I'm like, eins, zwei, drei, vier, you know. Finally figured out it was 13 quarters went in the machine.
Whoa, that's a
Thank
lot.
them very much. I know, right? That's just the washer. Then I turn around and to walk away, and this lady's coming right at me, and I'm like, oh, great, probably somebody local. I'm like, excuse me, can you help me? Are you local here? Can you help? She says, nah, I'm Australian.
Oh my god.
It was Steffi Clark. After she said that, we looked at each other. I'm like, wait, are you? Because all you've seen them before is on Zoom.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
and to meet somebody in person is like totally different.
That's
They're a
hilarious.
kick. They're just so much fun. I think I'd make a good Aussie. How are you doing with these?
Doing all right. Are we supposed to be doing number 2 by now, or no?
Oh, we haven't talked about number 2 yet.
Okay, just making sure. I'm still looking for another photograph.
Okay,
Look at Sherry. Sherry is
So,
working wicked fast.
I
as we
don't
say in
even
Maine.
like pink,
I like
but I'm
the
liking what
combination.
this is doing together.
But look how well the colors work. Do you like that?
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
I love that.
See, by doing these exercises, you're apt to pick up colors you would never consider.
that's right.
Never consider. Who
Hey,
else
can
have
we all get our at the end or sometime today? Can we all have a screenshot of like what everyone else is doing? Because I want to remember that color scheme that you're doing.
Oh, that's a great idea. Or
Was
if
that
she
you
that was
or
Sherry.
Sherry? Yeah, I really
If
like
she,
that.
if she, yeah.
Yeah, I
And
can,
if you take a picture, because screenshots are tricky, but if you take a picture and send it to me, I'll put it in email too.
Okay, yeah,
um,
great.
Yeah. Also,
If we have time, I'm sorry,
I'm
maybe
very-
time this afternoon, you can send them to me now, like maybe during lunch, and we can share. It'll look clearer that way.
I'm
All right,
very,
Jane-
I'm very interested in any pictures you have of grapes from yesterday, because I
Exactly.
really like that design.
Oh, the
Your
one that I
grapes are
was doing?
great.
Yeah, the one you
Yeah.
were doing, I like the colors, I like the placement. I'd like to play with it with your permission.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like
Yeah.
to, I have some friends that like some wine, and they just got
Uh-huh.
back from California, and they're bragging, and I would like to do for Christmas, a painting of grapes. But that one I really liked,
Nice.
the way it looked.
Okay,
Nice.
sure.
Jane,
Can't-
let's look at yours. Hi.
Well, I can't
Did
find
you-
you. I went to make sure my picture was in the screen, and now I can't
Yep,
figure out how to get back to you.
it is. I've spotlit you right now, so we're looking at your picture.
You don't,
Okay,
you don't
so-
control that, Jane. You don't control that one.
Is that
She
what you're looking
controls that
for, or or Zoom you're looking for?
I'm looking for you
Okay.
in this instead of me.
No, I have
Yeah.
you right now. I'm in
She
charge.
put you there.
Well, I messed with some buttons, and then you went away, so I don't
Don't
know.
do it.
Come back.
But she
Well,
did
it
that.
may have been me. So you've got a teal and orange going on there, yes?
Yes.
Yep, I like that. Nice.
Uh,
And you probably would not typically choose those colors to go together. Would you?
Maybe like this.
Maybe not. Who knows? That's perfect.
This
Kinda
looks
like
kind
that.
of dull to me. I don't like that. Well, I don't like the way I use the colors.
Okay, well, it's first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
It'll loosen up. I'm going over to Bridges now. Bridge,
Yeah. Just kind of because of my
Doing
whoops, I
yellow.
sort of went over some areas where I would like here I went over the blue with the darker brown for that mid value, and then this was the lighter value in the photo. So I did the lighter one up from the original one.
yep.
And then this is the lightest light in the photo, right on the horizon line. It's really bright.
Interesting, your color choice of paper is really affecting
Yeah.
what's
all I have
going on there.
That's all I
Yeah.
had left of the spectrum of the color fix paper. I mean, I have this, but it's very close to white, so I was trying to stay away from
Yep.
white.
Right. But that's okay for now. It is going to affect. So it's
Yeah.
good color choice. Did we get to see everybody? Yeah. Good. This is just mine quickly. This is kind of that teal and a light yellow orange. It looks different on Zoom, of course. All right, our next step is going to be, and I'm going to put this up, using, and you can, the cyan, magenta, and yellow, they call this a yellow, but to me it's a chartreuse. So we're going to do, that was complement. So if you had like a teal, you were going with, which is between the cyan and this blue, you're kind of going with that yellow orange. So this time we're going to take your first color and we're going to do a split complement. You folks know split complement?
Can you tell us again?
Yep. So if you start, say, with a teal or a cyan, something in this area, instead of going down to the complement across, you're going to come and then split off from it
Oh.
this way.
Okay. So like that was the triad that you pointed out earlier.
Yeah. Well, it's not a perfect, no, I'm sorry, that is a triad, my bad. It's down here. So instead of doing the direct complement, we're going to go slightly to each side. You're right, I misjudged this. My color wheel has more dots on it than what this one has. So
Okay.
for instance, start with a teal, you have your complement, but now we're going to go a little more to one side of it and a little more to the other side of it.
Okay.
And your color wheel is the one if you need that one, that I put on the printout.
So
Rather than you're not using your traditional color wheel here.
So we
So
need to
you-
start with the first color we chose, or can we move away from that?
You may move away from that if you would like to,
Okay.
definitely. But then you're going to have to find your complement with the staring at the at your dot again.
Okay. I can't use this color wheel to choose the colors like the yellow, the blue, and the purple.
The one I have up right now.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the color wheel you want. This is our traditional color wheel: yellow, purple,
Yeah.
blue. All right. So
But you
this is
said I
the
could
color.
go back and stare at a dot again. Can I not use this instead of staring at the dot?
Oh yes, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I see a shortcut, Jane. You're going for a shortcut. Yes. I'm sorry. I misunderstood what you were saying. But if you
Well, I'm
wanted, even if this
good
color wheel's not exact, you can find the exact, by doing the staring at the dot thing.
all
But you've
right.
got that process done, so you're good on that. Okay.
It won't take long.
Do you want me to leave this up, this wheel for now?
It wouldn't be helpful.
Yeah, it is
Okay.
helpful.
I'm going to do the dots.
You are. All right. Well, if you can pick another color, that's good. Because our colors that we choose from the palette may not be exactly the ones that are here on the color wheel. This is a good shortcut, gives us a rough idea where we're going. Oh, my main accent came out. A rough idea.
Here.
So then the next little painting is going to be your split complement, which is often a really exciting color scheme, even if you're working in your classic triad color wheel, instead of the direct complement, using a split complement.
Oh. So
I wonder if I should. Yeah. Good on the color choices? Or do you want me to leave that wheel up still?
I'm good on my color choice.
I've got
Good.
it.
So as you see, as we're doing this picture now, of course, you have three colors to work with and the tints and shades of each of those instead of just the two. Interesting. I just found a pastel that does not like the paper I'm working on.
I
Does
had that
not.
too. It
Yeah.
was like something that was wrong with it.
It's like they don't go together. You know, they're not compatible for some odd reason.
Stu. I keep bumping my thing. Just been the klutz today.
I went to bed so early last night and just slept. That was interesting. How are we doing on number 2? Ooh, coming at you, Bridge.
All right.
Oh, look at that color combination. That is exciting.
I know, I really like it.
Yeah.
It was kind of like those 3 on the bottom of your color wheel where
Yep.
I started the original hue and then I went with, just to the right of it and I kind of with the magenta
Just
and
to the left. Yeah. Yeah. That sometimes just throwing it off with that split instead of the perfect complement, there's that split complement really works nicely. Oh, that is awesome. All right,
Thank you.
Jane. Yeah. Jane.
Did I do
Oh,
it?
yeah. That is powerful. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Love
Well, I
this
like
color
that.
combination. Wonderful. Oh, Sherry's holding up. Going over to Sherry. Oh, wow.
And I would never have put those colors together.
Look at the that is so wonderful. And you've got the dark and the light in the background, so you're working that.
And now it's really
Oh,
popping.
wonderful.
Yeah.
It is popping. Remember yesterday afternoon and you really started, like some of the background was popping and some so this is really helping that to push one way or the other.
Yep.
Nice. And the fact that we're doing these quickly, it helps us to get the idea down. We're familiar with the subject now, and we can practice some things and come up with colors we never would come up with. Let's try the triad now. So you can pick other colors if you want, but instead of the split complement, go with a direct triad.
A direct triad. So red, yellow,
Or
and
not your classic. Here it would be the red. I got to count my colors here. Wait, let me see. I've got another picture of one of these. Stop this.
oh, okay. I think I know what you.
Pick up this one. That one was not. If you print up something like that, you can see it better. But here,
Okay.
So like the chartreuse, magenta, and kind of a probably a cerulean, or the lime green, the red, and the blue. See, so here's red and blue, but the complement on this color wheel is that deeper lime green rather than yellow. See how it's set off? Yeah.
Yeah. Is it a true
And maybe
red, or is it more like a really red orange kind of?
this could be this would probably be a true red. So a red, kind of a yellow green, and a ultramarine blue, if you're going that way.
Okay.
If you have something like this printed up, you can draw the triangle and see it exactly. So let's try a couple. Yeah, we got a good amount of time at this point. So choose one. You don't have this wheel. I'll leave this up for now. I wonder if I can.
Ultramarine, you said, right?
Yes, ultramarine. I'm going to put this wheel on a different device. And then I think I can leave both up.
And then a lime green.
Whoops, didn't want to do that. I wanted to share. Why can't I share? There it is.
This is helping me understand why some paintings seem to be pointed out. I don't know how to say it. They're singled
Stand out.
because, yeah, they stand out because of the color scheme that they've used. And then
as you learn more of it, you'll see some other people's and you go, wow, I'm really attracted to that. What is it about it? They didn't use many colors or something.
Yeah.
Oftentimes it's something you're not expecting. All right, I'm going to.
Should we go ahead and start on the third one?
Yes, go right ahead. I'm going to see if I can share screen from my iPad. I'm not really adept with using.
It's at the top when you're using your iPad. Like if you tap the top and the bar comes down and it says share screen in green up at the top.
Nope, nope. I'll find it. Oh, share content. Only the host can share this meeting. Oh, brat. But I made myself co-host. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, make co-host. Now maybe I can do it. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Carolyn, can we use tints and shades of the whatchamacallit, what is this color wheel again?
Yes, of course. Yes, yes, definitely.
Okay.
Once you choose your hue, you can use the tints and shades.
Okay.
Yeah, you really need to.
I'm sorry, tell me again what this triad is again. This is
Which one did you start with? Which color did you start with?
well I chose the cerulean, or well, yeah, the cerulean blue, the red, and then the
This
lime
one?
green.
Oh, like a cobalt, not really cerulean, it's more of cobalt.
Oh yeah, okay, cobalt.
Cobalt, red, and
Lime green.
2, 3. Oh, wait, no. This one, and this one. So you had the red, the yellow green, not really a lime green, but a yellow green. Yes, that's good.
Okay.
And ultramarine was your third color. The orange, red, the ultramarine, and your lime green. Chartreuse.
Okay.
Or chartreuse more of a yellow lime green. That's why I like names of pigments, you know. But in pastels, we really don't have those.
No. Well, I already used that one. It's just a darker. That's okay. It's the same family. I just want to know, like, I want to label it so I know what to call it.
You're working with the triadic color scheme.
Right.
Oh, and you're looking for the colors you're using?
I just want to label it. So yeah, I got my colors.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, you might know the right color, but finding it is another matter.
I know. That's when we go like, oh, I don't have that color in my palette.
I had a lot of mine.
Okay, so I'm doing a triadic of that. Magenta and yellow. That's my triadic. Talking to myself over here. Did we lose Jane?
She may have gone to the bathroom or something.
No, I think she dropped right out of the meeting.
Oh, she did? Oh, no.
Yeah.
It could be because her dog maybe came in or something.
Oh, okay.
Or she punched the wrong button.
That's a possibility.
She'll be back.
I'll keep it. I'm going to stop this screen share and in case she comes back in. Can I do that? Now this pastel works wonderfully on this paper. Interesting that some just don't like certain papers. Sherry, you haven't heard from Judy, have you? Since she dropped out, no text message?
I just
Jane?
I just sent her a text
Okay.
saying
Thanks.
you're off screen, question mark.
Thank you. Here she comes. Yay.
Yay.
Maybe she was fixing something. She was having a little. Hey, Jane.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. There. Yeah, my Wi-Fi
Yes.
has been crazy. I went offline.
Yes. Yeah, we noticed that.
Yeah, we noticed.
Well, you're back, so that's good.
Yeah,
I know
I'm
Wi-Fi
back.
can be a tricky thing. I'm plugged into my Ethernet cable. When I teach, I try to do that because it's more consistent.
Well, it's been slow all morning. I mean, very, very slow. So something is going on.
Well, you'll be pleased. I just found myself looking for the complement of color to calm it down.
Yay! Did it work well?
Yes.
Yes.
It did. And I
It
thought,
just,
okay, what, it needs to be calmed down.
yeah. And a lot of people will go for gray or something. You're like, nope, I'm going to do it with a complement and just glaze over that. And what it does is, because even if consciously when we look at it, it looks gray, our mind can still pick up that close juxtaposition of those two complementary colors, and it's just more exciting to our brain. Works really nicely.
So have any of you ever been to art fields in Lake City, South Carolina?
No. Well, no.
Oh, first prize is $25,000.
Enter
Holy-
your money painting.
I mean, they're judges and the people have their iPhones and you can vote on what you like. And so between the people's choice and the judges, there's a overall show winner, $25,000. This rich lady,
What-
two second prizes tied, whatever, $12.50. This whole town for 10 days does nothing but the art, and all the shops have art inside their shops. They get to choose what goes into their stores. Okay, it's the biggest retail 10 days a year. They work on it all year long. There's entertainment at night. There are different categories. You know, they're realistic watercolors to, you know, paint dripping and making its own painting with a string on it. I mean, it goes the big gamut the whole way. And it's in the middle of nowhere, south of what, Jane? Florence?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
south of Florence. Yeah. And they on Saturday they have a portrait contest, and they start out with maybe 25 people, and they choose like teachers or preachers or doctors, and they have them as models. So there's a theme, and you can use any medium. One lady was doing this with buttons last year. Okay.
Wow.
You can use anything you want. Okay. And you can change your medium from setting to setting. So after the first 1 hour, okay, that they work on this, and you can watch it, there's a big balcony around this thing. So you can look down and see what the artists are doing, and they turn them so that they're, you know, facing that way.
Yeah.
And 1 hour, they start, like, they take 5 people away. The next hour they take 10 people away, if there are that many left, whatever. And then they get down to the last 5 people, and the same they have different models for each hour. Okay. And it is the most wonderful. And you can call and get lunch delivered.
Sherry, we need to get everybody's address and go stay at the lake house and go next year.
I'm serious. Yeah, we should.
What is it called again? I missed
It's
that.
called Art Fields in Lake City, South Carolina. Look it up. They have all of the entries from the last, 5 years or 6 years, 10 years.
Wow.
And then they have the winners that are identified. Then they have identified by different buildings which have different emphasis on different styles of art.
Oh gosh.
The website is a model for a well-designed website. So anyway, Art Fields, and it's in the spring. So, I mean, seriously, it is. I mean, it's just an experience to go to. If you just go down there one time and wander around this little town, it's 2 blocks on each side of a railroad track. And that's the town.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So.
And they absorb all of these people that come down for this event?
Well, most people, well, they have some hotels there, and they have an hour away is Florence. Okay, which is a pretty big town.
That's a big, okay.
Yeah, and Columbia is not, is 2 hours. Jane, how far is your lake place from there? What was
Probably,
it, an hour and a half drive that we did?
I think,
Oh, we did that to Hartsville.
but I think at the most it would be an hour and a half. So you could go for the day and come back.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, if you live up here with us, so, yeah. So, anyway.
I have
it-
not
it's-
heard of that. I've heard of this giant thing that's down in Florida, but I've
Yeah.
heard people
Well,
say like, yeah, don't
right
go
here
to
in
that again.
Riverside City, South Carolina. You know, you got this
Right
little
here,
thing.
right, Rivers, yeah.
This
Nice.
lady took, her husband died, she took his money, played the stock market, made a lot of money, and she is the patron saint of this event.
This is exciting. I like that
And it's
she's
for
including
South-
all different
it's for-
media and no holds barred, and it just
Yeah.
sounds
It's
wonderful.
a southeastern contest. You have to be within the southeast quadrant of the United States.
You have to live in,
You have to live in,
Yeah.
you know, like North, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Mississippi, you know, that, like, if you just looked at the United States and took the lower fourth,
Yep.
South fourth, that's what you'd have.
Well, that's
Think about the
neat.
Confederacy. I think that's kind of what it is.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
you aren't allowed to say that anymore.
Well, okay.
Well, I'm teasing.
We'll erase that off.
All right. I'm gonna come in. Let's see. I've got Jane here.
I should like
Ooh,
this
oh,
game, but I just
try
know.
on the is that a yellow that's in the building?
It's supposed to be
What
a
color is that?
yellow green.
Try it. Okay, try a deeper hue. Try not a hue. Try a shade, you know, something a little darker. I think it's popping up too much.
Well, yeah,
That
in the
same,
light. So I kept trying to make it light, but you know, I don't even like this house.
yeah. It was, and again, it might be because it's being broadcast through Zoom and stuff. By the
No.
time it goes into your device, across the internet, through Zoom, back out to us and into our devices, the color has been altered.
It didn't
But-
look good in person either. I gotta find another color.
Yeah, I would maybe, oh, no.
Let's see what I got.
So you've got, what are your colors? You've got a green, a blue, and a magenta. Green,
I've got the
blue,
lime
and magenta.
magenta and the blue, I guess cobalt.
Yeah, so what color?
How about a pale purple? Pale.
That might tie it into the ground a little bit. Yeah, into that, you know, make that one shape. Connect to those shapes. And then maybe some light behind the tree or something, that light blue, get some.
Yeah, I tried to put some in there and I had too much pigment.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, I'm going to go over to Bridge now. I'll be back. Bridge. Oh my goodness. Wow. It looks really good on that terracotta
Wow.
paper too.
Yeah, it worked well for that one.
Yeah, it did.
If you take that and turn your head to the left and look at it sideways, it looks like a tree and snow and the tree's coming up on the top.
Oh, that was her first one.
Oh,
And that's
Because-
what it is, actually. I mean,
Yeah.
good job.
I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, oh, she's talking about the other painting. Yeah, she just did the green and red one is the one she just did.
Yeah, this
Okay.
one.
She just switched up her picture between the first and second.
Okay, well, here's mine.
And let me come over to Sherry. I gotta
Okay.
spotlight you. Look at you. Look at those. You have options.
Yep, I do.
I
And they're all
like that
different.
one.
It's just,
Yes. And it's just the same image. So by doing these smaller like studies or thumbnails or something, you can come up and go like, and that's what we'll do this afternoon actually, is you're going to choose one of these to do the full painting this afternoon
I have
to build up.
I have to say, I did teach web design, and the colors, once they're determined, are given, they're assigned codes, hex, you know, get little zeros and ones eventually. And they don't, the different machines, even though we know they patch in and they go to different servers to get from one to the other, the machines don't change those numbers. So those colors are pretty much the same no matter what, where you watch it. What changes is that you may have adjusted light, medium, dark colors on your computer. The signal comes in pure, but your computer can be adjusted to make the colors look different.
I see. It is, so when it's broadcast, thank you so much for this. When it's broadcast digitally, it comes through as
Pure
the
zeros and
number of
ones.
the color.
Zeros and ones, okay?
Digital is pure digital. It's not
Pure
affected. I
digital.
love that.
But
Thank
you
you.
adjust your monitor to your color preferences,
Yeah.
okay? And that's where it gets changed, is on your monitor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
That's like,
anytime.
remember when digital music first came out and we went from, well, especially we went from cassette tapes and stuff and how they used to stretch out. So each generation was
Yeah.
less quality. But then when we got CDs, because it was digital, it was all the same quality. There was no generational I'm sorry.
And one of the issues with the digital is that the sound is so correct that sometimes that background noise that's softening things isn't there, and especially the difference between digital and in-person symphonies.
Mm.
So if you go to like a in-person concert, and you go back and listen to the digital track, really different, big difference.
Yeah.
That would explain
Yeah.
why the worship music sounds so good in church, but then when you watch online, it doesn't sound as good.
Not the same. That's true.
Not the same.
It's like same going to an art show. I mean, we do a lot of art shows online now, but it's not the same as
Not
standing
the
in front of those
same.
pieces.
Oh gosh, no.
It's a good experience. They're both good experiences. They're both just very different.
Yeah.
All right. Last one. I would just pick up a whole different color than something you've been working with. And you can either go with the triadic, the complement, or the split complement. Just choose your own. At this point, we've got about 15 minutes before lunch break.
Okay.
Should get a good painting off by then. I can put that momentarily. I will put the wheel back up so you can see it. But at least 3 colors, but try something different than what you've done before. Start with one and then work off. Now by the staring at the dots exercise, you understand why this color wheel works the way it does.
Yeah, in fact, Tyrlyn, I'm going back to using one of those papers that you had us prepare. I chose my new color. It's kind of like a cranberry. And then I'm going to see what the complement
is. Yeah, I want to know.
Yeah.
Inquiring minds want to know. Well, that sounds exciting.
We haven't done analogous, so we can do that.
Do what?
We haven't done analogous. Can we use that as a choice?
Analogous in this color wheel is not going to be any different than analogous in the traditional color wheel because it's just one color and the family that's around it. If you want to do that, Jane, I mean, go ahead. But it's what I'm trying to do with these exercises, the comparison, the difference between the two color wheels and how they affect complements and split complements and things.
I was just trying to choose one.
I know. Sorry. You can do what you want.
Oh, well, thank you.
Of course. Sorry. I know you go to some workshops and some of these instructors like, you have to have this paper and it has to be this size and you have to have these colors. You have to buy my collection of riches or something, and it's just like, bring what you have and we'll do what we can with that, right? So, and you learn as you go along.
Okay, I think I got one now. I hadn't done.
Interesting.
Did that one. Yellow. Do you feel that exercise we did yesterday with the limited strokes has helped to move this along more quickly? So you're focusing on the colors?
Yep.
Yeah, I did.
Excellent.
I'm still not sure about that.
You're still what about it?
I said, I'm still not sure about that.
Oh.
The more limited the strokes, the worse my painting got.
But it was a good
But
exercise.
the broad strokes anyway, though.
Yeah. And we learn how to emphasize or focus on what's important instead of everything all over.
Yeah.
Make those decisions. Not always easy. I just put olive green over a yellow orange and it neutralized it. Isn't that bizarre?
Oh, wow.
I know you wouldn't think if somebody said that, you go like, nah, that's not going to work. And it
Oh.
did.
Ooh.
Are you ladies more comfortable with maybe emailing me photos or texting, either one? Or should I open a Padlet online?
I'm either good with either texting or emailing.
Yeah, I'm good with
Text
either
or
one of those.
emailing's best? Okay.
Yeah.
If we can, we're not breaking it, but if we can do that over break, then I'll organize a file so we can look through them together on one screen and sit down for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-oh, I just broke a brand new pastel. It needs
Oh
to be-
no. Save the dust. You can always reconstitute it. Does
So it-
anybody do that yet?
Oh yeah,
Save it, but
it's fun.
I'm gonna have a lot for your collection, Jane.
You are.
All right, Jane, you're gonna. Okay. These are so fun.
Well, the one that fell on the floor came out with these crusty little things that let me do these little squiggly things.
Oh,
Yeah, happy
Okay.
accident. Oh.
happy accidents.
Mhm. I'm like, whoa, I couldn't get these before that.
That is fun. I did find, because I have a, I've told you this earlier, but on my YouTube channel, my most popular one is how to how to make your own pastels, and that was really early on when I started doing any YouTube videos.
I saw that.
Did
I
you?
decided to make some.
it's great. So I've been wanting to redo it, you know, do a couple more because I've learned so much, and I did quite a bit of research since then. I found a lady in India who makes her own dyes and watercolor out of
Ooh.
botanical extracts. My
Ooh.
concern about botanicals is that they might fade, you know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
when flowers die, they kind of turn brown. So I try to stay with as pure mineral pigment if I'm making my own as I can. And of course, you can buy jars of pigment at an art store, ground pigment. If you do that, then you have to add a binder into it. But if you're just taking crumbs from your pre-made pastels, all you have to do is add a little water, or I use alcohol and water. Alcohol helps it to dry faster, and just put them back together, make a paste, and you have another pastel. It's not wasted.
You know,
Yes, ma'am.
everybody worries about fading and all that stuff. Remember, when you go in a museum, almost everything you're seeing there is faded. You know, and I mean, when they restore some of them, people go, ugh, where'd those bright colors come from?
Like the Sistine Chapel, when that got
Like
restored,
the Sistine Chapel.
totally different.
Yeah.
There was at the IAPS convention in 2022, we had a video feed from a gentleman, and I always forget the name of it, but it's the group that works for the government to make sure all chemicals and, you know, art supplies and things are safe to be used. And that's what creates that safety tag on it. And they had just recently gone through how color fast different pigments are. And they wouldn't tell us which brand were the ones that they were practicing with, but we can do it on our own as well. One thing he pointed out was Degas, with a lot of his dancers especially, they found out that the paper he was using was a bright, like yellow green, almost a chartreuse or lime green paper under these paintings. That's what they said when they've taken them apart, and the paper faded. So as beautiful as his paintings are, and we have it on these nice neutral backgrounds, the gentleman was like, can you imagine what this was like with chartreuse behind, you know, peeking through all of these pastel pieces? Just
Wow.
pretty
That would have been
exciting.
amazing.
Yeah. Spotlight. All right, I'm gonna look at Bridget here. Nice. It's not your favorite though, is it?
I think that one's my favorite, but I really do like this one.
You
I
do
like
like
the-
that one.
The golden.
Oh, I like that too.
Yeah,
That yellow really pops up.
it does.
I don't know, the one in the upper left-hand corner, split
That
combo.
one?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that one holds together really well.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
They're very vibrant,
Yeah.
both of them.
They are. Yeah, and when I get the pictures of these, we can sit after lunch. Let's sit a little bit, examine them to make our decisions as to which ones we're going to use for the full painting this afternoon.
Okay.
A couple little
I'm
comments on that.
excited. I'm glad I've changed.
You've
my
got some. You got some great choices there. All right, Jane, I'm going to come over to yours.
Well,
Ooh.
I did not have the darks I needed to, or the lights. So
In those particular colors that you chose,
Yeah.
is that? Yeah.
I mean, I love the colors, but I just couldn't find any contrasting lights or, you know, contrasting darks.
I think your first one is stunning.
Mm-hmm.
It just really pops.
Feel orange. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And the second one I like because you made the building yellow and it really pops it out, which is not what something I was expecting. But
Yeah.
that's
And it's pushed back here. I got tired of building.
yeah.
It's hard.
It's time
Hard, I think.
for a little break. Let's look at Sherry's. Oh my gosh, Sherry, you are just, these are wonderful.
Yeah. Wow.
I still love the first one the most, though.
Yeah, I
I
think,
think me
yeah.
too.
I don't know, the one below, it's pretty,
Yeah, that would be my second choice, the one below it.
if I were doing decorator pillows, I'd do the upper right-hand corner one.
Mhm.
If it
Decorator
had to
pillows.
match your couch.
If it- and is the couch yellow or purple? I'm not quite sure on this.
Yeah, right.
Excellent. Oh, wonderful. Any questions about this morning? You all seem to grasp it quite well. I can send out that one color wheel if you want me to. I mean, I'll do that eventually, but would you like that before this afternoon, or are we good?
I think we're
Let's
good,
do-
but yeah,
I've got,
eventually we'll be
I've got
good.
color thing.
I can put
okay,
it up on the screen again.
okay.
All right.
What
Yeah,
kind of
if you would
computer-
photo these and send me pictures, either text or email. Do you have both of my, do you want me to put it in the chat or something?
Question for
Or you
you.
can just respond to the email I sent out.
Okay, question for you is,
Yes, ma'am.
can we swap subject matter between now and this afternoon?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
You want
She
to try
said
something
do what you
different?
want to.
Yeah,
This will kind of be the culmination of what we've worked on the last couple of days. And
okay.
yes, if you want to switch out subject matter, you're not as comfortable with it. So maybe do, if you have a chance, a couple quick sketches to be
Yeah.
comfortable with the image. Yeah, I was asked, I think I told you this, but whether I wanted to do 2 or 3 days. And I'm like, I think people get tired, right, Jane? I mean, can you imagine doing a whole day again tomorrow?
Well, if I could go to bed again early, I would be fine.
You would?
Yeah.
I was just so tired that first day. I was tired for other reasons.
I think you were
Yeah.
tired when you started.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is all your plumbing issues fixed, Jane?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank goodness I have water. I can wash dishes, run the dishwasher, but the floors are buckled up. The hardwood floors are buckled, but I'll get that
Ooh.
later.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, wonderful. Take pictures
Okay.
before you head to lunch, send them to me, and then go have lunch. I'll see you 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Sounds good.
Thanks,
See you
Shirley.
then. Thank